On the first, we always like to give you what we're watching or what we recommend you check out, what we think is upcoming that's going to be great. What are you watching now? What have you wrapped up or in the middle of?
Okay, I just finished Masters of the Air, which I've told you about on Apple TV. I'm in my World War II phase, Barnes.
It looks beautiful. The cinematography looks unreal.
About the American bomber squadron in World War II who brought the war to Hitler's doorstep. You know, I told you the cast, right? Austin Butler, Callum Turner, Barry Keoghan, Isabel May. It's incredible. Also written by the guy that wrote Band of Brothers, John Orloff. And then you got EPs like Spielberg, Tom Hanks. Yeah.
A bunch of nobodies. Never heard of them. So what do you give it on the very end?
Yeah, I'm giving it an A+. I don't know if there's a rating, but no, it's really good because it's like real life. You know, the action's great. Now they've even released a documentary about that it's a true story, and they tell you at the end what happened to all the guys. I love when that happens. But now there's a documentary they just released as well on Apple TV.
Looks really good. What else? Is that it? Is that all you're watching?
Just watching a movie last night, and I know, Lanny and I watch more movies than you watch, because I know you like to watch more series.
Quick. In and out.
But
quick.
Regina King stars and produces. She's directed a lot of stuff that you might not know about. But she produced this movie called Shirley, true story, about the first ever black congresswoman, Shirley Chisholm, who inspired so many people. She was a trailblazer. Terrence Howard is in the movie. Highly recommend this. It's called Shirley. Just happened to find it last night on Netflix. It just dropped.
All right. Well, I said the other day, remember I mentioned I was in the middle of Apples Never Fall, and there's all this press that it's the worst ending ever?
Yeah, you told me that.
And I was already committed. I was already halfway through. I think it's only 7 episodes, maybe 8. But I prayed that maybe everyone was wrong. I think the ending is good.
Yeah, sometimes people hate certain endings that I think are good as well.
People were rabid about how bad the ending was. I thought it's Apples Never Fall on Peacock. Annette Bening was great.
Oh, I will watch. Yeah.
The whole cast, Sam Neill. So it feels like White Lotus-ish, like on purpose, I'm sure. I mean, it's based on a book, but still, it feels very White Lotus-ish, and I thought the ending was great. So,
okay,
it just says don't believe what.
On my list, I will let you know what I think.
And then Quiet on the Set, I finished in a day and a half.
Now, there's an update, right? Aren't they dropping one more episode?
I think at the end of this month.
Okay.
And I hope that's not just a cash grab and there actually is information that can put some of these maniacs behind bars or away from the business. But that is one if you're looking for something quick to binge. But let's make it official, Leslie. We have 5 for you picked for April. Why don't you kick it off?
Well, this is actually out now on Paramount Plus. A Gentleman in Moscow. Love Ewan McGregor. Stars as an aristocrat count placed under house arrest after returning to his native Russia following the Bolshevik Revolution of 1917. Now, the original novel has a really interesting structure. First, doubling the time period between chapters 1 day, then 2, all the way up to 16 years. So having it. So it's going to be interesting to see how this plays with a television adaptation. But it looks incredible. Also, Mary Elizabeth Winstead is a co-star. Again, here's a little preview. It's out now on Paramount Plus.
And I saw a headline, by the way, that said this was one of the most unique things on television right now.
There you go, A Gentleman in Moscow.
That was a bold statement. Let's watch.
Times have changed since our glorious revolution. Most of my friends are dead. My house was seized and burned.
You must never leave. If you do, I'll be waiting.
Well, thank you. You have carried out your duties with the greatest courtesy available to you.
All right, you can check that out now. A Gentleman in Moscow, now on Paramount Plus. Releasing April 4th on Netflix, Ripley.
Oh, yeah.
Patricia Highsmith wrote 5 novels about the con artist Tom Ripley. The most famous, you remember the talented Mr. Ripley from that movie from 1999 with Matt Damon and Philip Seymour Hoffman?
What a great movie.
Yeah, well, Netflix Ripley looks to make a slicker impression, a stark black and white take, starring Andrew Scott from Fleabag and all of us strangers fame as Tom Ripley, the handsome man who will charm his way into the life of wealthy Dickie Greenleaf, Johnny Flynn, to disastrous results. Here we go, Ripley.
You're a very hard man to find. No address, phone, office.
Tom,
Where's Tom?
Tom Ripley.
Tom Ripley.
Thomas Ripley.
I like the name.
Tom what?
Ripley.
That looks really good. I also saw where Dakota Fanning is starring in it. Count me in.
It looks really good. Again, Netflix, April 4th, Ripley.
Yeah, that's this Thursday. All right, I got one for you. Colin Farrell is back.
Love
and
him.
This time in a limited series, he plays Detective John Sugar. He's investigating the disappearance of Olivia Siegel, and she is a big, famous Hollywood mogul producer's granddaughter. It's set in L.A., and it intertwines Sugar's investigation with the murky secrets of the Siegel family. A blend of crime, drama, mystery, and thriller elements. It starts this Friday. It is called Sugar.
Tip the world on its side, and everything loose lands in Los Angeles. After all this time, is this place starting to turn me upside down? What good and bad can be in the eye of the beholder.
All the leaves are brown,
John Sugar.
and the sky is gray.
I'm a private investigator.
They told me that you do one thing and one thing only. You find the missing.
His granddaughter. She's missing.
Sugar, I don't like this case for you.
I can't stop. She's out there somewhere.
California dreaming.
Yeah, that looks good. It's called Sugar, April 5th. That's this Friday. It starts on Apple TV.
Here's another one called Under the Bridge. If the Oscars left you wondering what's going to be next for Lily Gladstone, well, here you go. Hulu's new limited series. I like that word, limited, right, Barnes? Under the Bridge is where you should look. Based on Rebecca Godfrey's book, the show follows Godfrey, Riley Keough, and Gladstone as a local police officer investigating the disappearance of a 14-year-old girl. Based on a true story from 1997, Under the Bridge.
You tell me based on a true story?
I'm there.
I'm in.
Releasing April 17th on Hulu.
I'm writing a book. People will tell me things they're not going to tell you. Girls are always missing.
Big girls is what the cops call us. Like the lighters.
Why do they call you that? Because we're disposable.
Again, that is Under the Bridge, coming out April 17th on Hulu.
That looks good. Riley Keough is just continuing to kill it.
Yeah, a lot of great parts for her.
All right, last one. I could not leave you out with some true crime. Robert Durst. I mean, if you haven't seen something on him on the television, I don't know how you missed it. The Jinx Part 2.
I'm there.
You into it?
I watched part 1.
Did you? Who didn't? So this is a new 6-episode continuation of that Emmy winner, The Jinx, the life and deaths of Robert Durst, that debuted back in 2015. Well, in November, HBO revealed the plans to further explore Durst, and he was famously captured on tape saying, "Killed them all, of course," and then he was soon arrested. The makers of The Jinx, however, continued their investigation for the next 8 years. This will be released April 21st on Max. Check it out. The Jinx Part 2.
I'm going to play you an audio recording that we found. This changed my perception of something I've been working on for 17 years.
This is all confidential, right? This is confidential?
Yeah, sure.
My phone may be tapped at this point, but I'm going to tell you the story, okay?
There are going to be surprises and surprises.
All right, April 21st, that's back
All
on
in.
Max. Yeah, The Jinx Part 2. There you go. There's your streamers. You're all set for April.
The Morning X with Barnes and Leslie. 99X.